The unconscious is also the source of understanding and wisdom beyond the norm. It must have been through the unconscious that Shakespeare perceived without effort great truths normally hidden from the conscious mind. In any skill, ease, and perfection depend entirely upon the degree to which we no longer depend on the conscious awareness. Playing the piano, skating, using the keyboard, performing any other crafts and skill trades all depend on the unconscious mind for their perfect execution. The marvel of playing the piano or typing while at the same time conducting a conversation shows the capacity of our unconscious powers. We're all aware of how dependent we are upon the unconscious, and the greater, the nobler, the more brilliant our thoughts are, the more obvious it becomes that the origin lies beyond our understanding. We find ourselves endowed with tact, instinct, and a sense of beautiful in art, music, and so on, whose origin or dwelling place we are wholly unconscious. When we compare these two minds, the one decreed by the will of the moment and the other proceeding in consistent rhythmic course, we see that the all-important life functions appear to have been intentionally withdrawn from the domain of our ever-changing outward will and placed under the direction of a permanent and dependable power within us. The unconscious mind draws logical and accurate inferences from premises furnished from outside sources. Where the premise is true, the unconscious mind reaches a faultless conclusion. But where the premise or suggestion is in error, the whole structure falls, illness, distrust, and disharmony prevail. This happens because the unconscious mind doesn't accept to prove or disapprove what it receives. It accepts any suggestion as true, and once proceeds to act therein in the whole domain of its tremendous field of work. It proceeds directly by intuition rather than reasoning. Hence, its process are rapid. It doesn't wait for the slow methods of the conscious reasoning. In fact, it can't use them. The unconscious mind relies on the conscious mind to act as the watchman of the gate. By guarding it from mistaken impressions, the conscious mind can suggest either truth or error. If the latter, it places the whole being in peril. So ideally, the conscious mind would be on duty every waking hour. When the watchman is off guard, or when his calm judgment is suspended for whatever reason, the unconscious mind is left open to suggestions from all sources. Film, television, and music are a potential source of suggestion, with advertising designed to have a strong influence. Conditions are most dangerous during the excitement of panic, the height of anger, the impulse of an irresponsible crowd, or other times of unrestrained passion. The unconscious mind is then open to the suggestion of fear, hatred, selfishness, greed, self-depreciating, and other undesirable thought patterns from its surroundings. The result is usually wholesome in the extreme, with the effects that may cause the mind and body distress for a long time. Hence, it is of great importance to guard your unconscious mind from false impressions. Now, what was that about? So, it's breaking down what the unconscious could do. You hear it speaking of when you're not guarding your unconscious mind, you have to guard it. Because if you don't, it can accept something that's negative. It can accept the fear, the worry, and it begins immediately to go into action towards that. So it's important that, you keep your mind positive and don't accept the disbelief. Don't accept the fear. Don't accept anything you don't want to accept. You got to guard that. And, understand that you do have an unconscious mind and a conscious mind. The conscious mind is the will. It's me right now talking. It's, when you're thinking, you're thinking from your conscious mind most of the time. Now, your unconscious is when you're doing something that you've been doing. For instance, like me holding a book, tying my shoe, brushing my teeth, stuff you don't think about doing, driving, you just, that's stuck in the unconscious. That's things that you've done already. It's the patterns that's already grooved in you. So, you want to guard that. But, yeah, so That's the master key system. A little bit of the chapter 2. Gotta shout out the author, by Charles F Haanel. Charles F Haanel. Y'all look this up. Good one.